Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. So I forgot to go over the Rabid Rippers last episode. Whenever the wearer of these knee pads confirms a critical hit with a natural weapon, the enemy must pass a fortitude saving throw, or become vulnerable to slashing and acid damage for 3 rounds. It's a little niche. And I may have forgotten to go over the robe we found as well. Hag's Demise. This cloth grants its wearer a +4 insight bonus on saving throws against hexes and necromancy school spells. Pretty sure I read that one, but in case I didn't. Alright, can we afford any other scrolls? We can. We'll just grab this. I'm continuing my research into the paladin girl's addiction to experiment participation. Today's objective is to survey the subject. Paladin girl, when did you first feel the urge to get involved in scientific research? Today I made friends with a science-obsessed weirdo by the name of Nenio. Listen, science is great and all, but I'm not helping you out of any kind of addiction. I'm doing it just to, you know, help. Understand? She seems to be the only one tolerant of Nenio's, quote, experiments. Alright, so we still have one more day. We're going to go ahead and leave Dresden and head west. I'm not going to bother stopping at a merchant, but I hope we come across a skeletal merchant instead. Just so that we're constantly on the move.
I know the way.
It's not like our inventory space is a limiting factor. Our party's super strong, so... I didn't want to. I probably wouldn't have to visit a merchant for the rest of the game. Let's see. There's something I was going to do. But I already forgot what it was. Alright, let's go this way.
Focus on the goal. Follow my lead.
No crits. 720, 120, 159. And one of the 26 up top. Just absurd.
Let's try this way. This will hurt.
I'm gonna miss the Cavalier in my future playthroughs. I'm sure other builds get just as powerful, but that upfront first turn damage that a charge gives you with the Gendarme is just absurd. Mixed with 2-weapon fighter, of course, or two-handed fighter. Maybe I'll save Mark of Terror for the level 12 army. Let's go ahead and quick save just in case. Is that liches and vampires? Awesome. Alright, we'll take care of these guys. Topping up the liches. Good. They go after the clerics like I was hoping they would. That's usually the case. The rest of my units should be safe to focus down this unit. Awesome. Got more damage out of him than I was expecting to. I probably don't need to waste any more energy on these guys. We've got a level 12 army ahead of us. Now, what is the Izada's affected by? Oh, frightened. And it's permanent? Of course, the unit that has the spell magic to get rid of that effect is the one that's currently affected by it. Vampires are a pretty solid unit. I wish I had a more consistent way of recruiting them. We got a handful of them earlier on because I am a Dampier character. I just wouldn't mind, since I had access to them at that point, I think maybe having the Dampier character have an exclusive building to recruit more vampires, or maybe like every month you get more, or something like that. Alright, the Crusaders encountered a group of volunteers from Ustalav who joined the Crusade around 60 years ago. Unfortunately, their leader, an influential noble, turned out to be an undercover vampire. He corrupted his army, spreading the plague of undeath among the soldiers. Before putting his unholy corpse to the torch, the Crusaders stripped his body of the ancient relics of his family. Cruel Necrotic Dagger +5. So the cruel effect: when the wielder strikes a creature that is frightened, shaken, or panicked with a cruel weapon, that creature becomes sickened for 1 round. When the wielder uses the weapon to knock unconscious or kill a creature, he gains 5 temporary hit points that last for 10 minutes. It's a really solid effect, especially for charisma builds. And we'll level it up. So we get Twin Cast. Once per battle, the general can cast 2 spells in a single turn. And Spell Practice. All spellcasting units can use their spells 1 additional time. I mean, there's no argument to be had there. Twin Cast it is. Alright, so a ton of dragons. So I don't know how to use Twin Cast. Does it do it automatically? Oh, that was a joke. Once upon a time, an altar of a dragon god Apsu stood atop this high mountain. His noble children used to protect this place of power from demons, but the corruption of the world wound devoured their bodies and minds, turning them into undead monsters. However, even after having lost their sanity, and never harm the sacred altar. Well, good for them. Alright, let's head up this way. Probably a shortcut that way. Go ahead and build some buildings here. Oh, never mind, I already did. Look at me, being ahead of the game. Alright, next relic we have... Wait, why can't I do this one? Alright. The Fate of the Wicked Dope. Have a silly name. Alright.
I am prepared.
Are we ready to move out?
We won't fall here.
I'll remove
I
this
swear
obstacle.
it.
I will resist.
That wasn't so bad. The Vrox Votary is the first one we found because they cast Fireball. We didn't have any fire protections up. Not that I was worried about it anyway. We're fine. Actually, you know what? Let's go and rest, because I am trying to kill time here. So let's catch some Z's. I guard the honor of my fellows, both thought and deed, and I have faith in them. The code is simple, really, but it is faith in one's fellows that is most frequently tested. Things would be a lot simpler if I could just cut down demons, without having doubts or thinking about anything at all.
I know what to do.
Oh,
Ready for anything.
right in front of me. All right,
Our victory is certain.
goodbye.
Begone, fiend! You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Prepare yourself.
Looks like I wasn't the one that was being ambushed. It was the other way around. Those giants failed their perception check. Alright, have at the demon army. Not a lot of damage to that guy. Do more with this. Wait. Was it the Azadas that were attacked? I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, it was the Azadas. Whoops. I want to keep these guys distracted if I can. Whoops. Oh gosh, that was a ton of damage. Alright, we need to be super careful. This is not going nearly smoothly as I was expecting it to. Oh gosh, yeah, that retaliation damage is really messing us up. Like, really messing us up. Okay. Oh, we should get everybody back. That was rough. 35, 35, 90, 90. Alright, just to make sure. The mountain, where the enemy camp was set up, has a great view of the surrounding lands. It is no surprise that the demons decided to claim this strategic point. Wasting no time, the soldiers started erecting a fort that would be the commander's eye in the region. And I would like to... Here we go. Build some stuff. Make it look pretty. Alright, we go to the 12 army. The 11 one probably makes more sense. At least first. That's a lot of... Those spearmen? Cultists. Oof. There's so many armies. Holy crap. Alright, let's quick save and go north. Alright, what can we do? That's what I wanted. I wanted them to waste a turn killing the paladins. It's not a huge loss for us. There's a lot of variability in that damage. Alright, they've basically been neutered. Luckily for us, the Hell Knights are just stupid tanky. Have to be a little careful with this play because they can cast up channel negative energy, which does a ton of damage. So I'm going to keep some of my units back. Let's go ahead and pull them back as well. Oh, thank goodness. With a mighty blow, one of the Crusaders slashed through the dragon's dull and worn scales. Along with stinky guts, the dented armor of a knight spilled from the beast's belly. Overcoming his disgust, the soldier examined the remains of an unlucky dragon slayer and found an interesting relic. Yeah, Amulet of Natural Armor +6. I don't know how useful that's going to be, since no one uses Amulets of Natural Armor at this point. Maybe someone back in Dresden can use it. So back over here, it might be worth building. We're relatively close to this fort. Let's go ahead and fill this one out, since we're right here. We keep stacking up on paladins. Because they have the potential to be a really good unit. We just don't have a lot of them right now to demonstrate that. So a little concerned about this army. This one doesn't seem too bad. Granted, I don't know how powerful these things are. Vakias and Terry. Honestly, looking at them, this might be the easiest army to fight. And we get the breastplate of the Tireless Warrior. Let's go ahead and quick save and march a little south. Oh, that works. Not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. An army of Baphomet's furious warriors was reduced to dust by the Crusaders. The leader couldn't believe he'd lost till the very end. Even as his life was bleeding out of him, he kept staring at the unholy relic in his hands, astonished. The prisoners have said that this relic, intended to bring death to mortals, was apparently granted to him by Baphomet himself. Breastplate of the Tireless Warrior. This +5 adamantine breastplate grants its wearer immunity to fatigue and exhaustion effects. That's not bad. It's good for traveling. If I wanted to, I could micromanage and equip this when we're wandering around so that I can use my charge ability during random encounters. The effects of these lower level armors are just too good to pass up. I mean, I guess this is only a 10% chance of miss due to concealment. So we'll go ahead and give him this. Oh, plus it looks really cool. Yeah. We'll mix it up. He doesn't need the other armor. Alright, so we can get hold. Target unit cannot move or act for 2 rounds. That's pretty solid. Heal restores power 5, 3d6 HP to the target unit. Ice Storm 5d6. How does that compare? So that's on the same level as Fireball, so that's not worth grabbing. Crushing Despair. Well, it might be, because some enemies are immune to fire. And, well, we have lightning, so if we need to, we can use that. Granted, this only targets 1 unit, not an AoE. Then Crushing Despair. All enemy units receive -2 penalty to attack and initiative for 3 rounds. I think hold would be good. Heal is also really solid. It costs 36 energy. So we're not going to get heal. We just don't have that sort of sustainability right now between that and Firestorm. Alright, so we can probably reach this one as well. I'm a little scared of this one. Just because there are so few units, but now that we have hold, we should be fine, I think, either way. Alright, well, can't reach it this turn anyway. Alright, let's keep going. I guess we'll go north first. Not that I had a choice. Alright, so Desolate Thicket. A remote corner of the wooded wasteland that was hardly visited by anyone, even in the old days. Alright, so I'm not going to fully buff up, but...
Together,
as always, we will get the essentials at least.
I will lend you my aid.
Alright, blur, and then we should be all set. This is probably a very good reason why we couldn't access this location until this point in the game. So I'm not going to risk it.
Hide my hand.
Did you see that?
A calculated risk.
Fall!
Disappear.
This should do it. An expected outcome.
Those are some really good scrolls. Tsunami and Firestorm? Okay.
We will win this war.
Alright, good. Some more ingredients. Since we're essentially out of ingredients at this point. A statue of a chicken, created in an artful and absolutely non-insulting manner. What?
What's that there?
Oh. Crumpled note. Oh boy. Let's hold off. We'll read that at the beginning of the next episode. Well, maybe we'll read it. Let's finish exploring this first, then we'll read that, and then wrap this up. More ingredients.
should be.
Fantastic. Alright, looks like that's it. What's this note all about? Alright, crumpled note. If you found this note, I want you to know art is pain. My name is Floggy the Sculptor, and the moment I was born, the goddess Shaylin struck me with the most horrible curse of all. She gave me a craving for art. I became a sculptor's apprentice when I was 7, and by 25, I had already become a reputable and ambitious debutante. Debutante? I think I've heard it pronounced both ways, debut and debut. Alas, this didn't bring me any happiness. My first piece of art, a composition called The Last Aslanti Takes a Step into the Lands of the Axis, caused a stir. Oh, it's been confirmed the first DLC takes place in Axis, so I wonder if this is hinting at that. And most reactions were shouts of indignation. For some reason, the public decided that my depiction of Eridan bore a striking resemblance to the chairman of Absalom's Grand Council, Lord Wars. They accused me of being corrupt, and subjected me to a shameful beating right at the grand opening. I attributed this calamity to my youthful inexperience, and I intended to turn the tables. To avoid further accusations, I chose a topic that was pronouncedly distant from Absalom's realities. So I depicted the Tian goddess warrior Izuru? How could I have known that so many people from Tianjia live in Absalom? And why did none of them warn me that the name of the goddess is actually spelled and pronounced Chizuru, or that misspelling is a great blasphemy? How could I even suspect that one part of my audience would be outraged by the excessive bellicosity of my statue, the other would be insulted by its extreme femininity, and the rest would brand me a parasite, trying to make money off of undisguised cultural appropriation? Feeling desperate, I turned to abstractionism, harder to say than I thought. When the time had come to give a name to my statue, I chose a random set of letters, consonants only, that caused even more trouble. That very night, a bunch of strangers clad in hooded black robes broke into my house, threatened me with daggers, and demanded that I never again try to depict their mysterious deity or mention one of its secret names. It's funny, it's a slight against the naming scheme in the Cthulhu mythos. Having failed at gaining glory among the educated and sophisticated public, I fled north to Sarkoris. There, among the simple people, my talent could finally blossom. I showed them wooden sculptures, whose crude grotesqueness emanated strength and the primordial power of the earth, things they were supposed to understand. So they beat me up for good measure and kicked me out of their settlement, right after they broke my favorite chisel and spat in my travel bag. Until this day, I have no idea what I did to offend them. By that time, I had already learned not to ask pointless questions. The desperation of it all made me bitter and stubborn, but fate challenged me, so I accepted the challenge. I had found my mission. I wanted to create a statue that would insult no one. After several weeks of contemplation, I decided to sculpt a chicken. Yes, a simple chicken. What could be offensive about chickens? They're yellow, and they chirp. There's definitely nothing bad about that. But I couldn't have been more wrong. A week after my sculpture was showcased to the audience, a group of grim-looking people came and fell to their knees before it. They pronounced my statue to be an idol of the deity they worshipped, an infernal duke, a Yauzrael. It turned out that there was a Duke of Hell, whose unholy symbol is a chicken. More and more cultists came to see my sculpture every day, and then another kind of public arrived. Tough knights with longswords, who chopped up who chopped all the admirers of my talent into pieces. And when they were done with the slaughter, or after they were done with the slaughter, they started searching for the person who created the blasphemous chicken, for me. I fled, taking my unfortunate creation with me. I dragged the statue as far as I could, and I left it in the wilderness. I hope no one finds it here, although since you're reading this, my hope was futile. In this case, you should know, art is pain. Beware of the people who worship chickens, and equally beware of those who hate them. Here's the main thing I was trying to say. I didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings with this statue. Floggy the sculptor. Oh, that was funny. An excellent piece of literature. Alright, I'm going to call the episode here, and the next one will continue towards the place of execution. I was hoping we could reach it from here. Looks like we have to go down and around. Speaking of, can I try one thing real fast. I do this all the time. Alright. Okay, I'm going to call it here. Next episode, we'll head towards the place of execution and continue with the Crusade. We have plenty to do over here. At some point, I want to head back up here with the army when this teleportation comes off cooldown. In 4 days, 15 hours. Then we'll come take care of this army as well. But for now, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.